Have you ever wondered how you can manage to get lots of things done in a busy day and still manage to remain calm and steady? Stay with me. I got some ideas for you. So friends, welcome. It's Granny Doll and I'm in my cozy rocking chair with you today, and I'm just gonna kind of recap April a little bit and look at moving into May. And if I do look down, it's because I took some notes. So I'm not trying to miss you. And if you're here and you've been following me for quite a while, I want to say thank you. I'm so glad that you have supported me by watching or by sharing. So let's get at it today, shall we? Easter was at the very beginning of April. So it was set up after the intense meditative march that comes with Lent. And then Easter weekend, Good Friday, the resurrection, the excitement, the building. But then the rush was over. Right? I actually took a week to rest and to do some reading. It's part of my regular routine to do so. But the deep work of Lent was done, and now it was time to recover. And what do I do to recover? I journal, I knit, I bake, maybe some fresh air, but the weather wasn't so great. But that's another story, isn't it? No. It's like after all the preparations were done, that first weekend in May, then I had to let it go. I had to let it be and move on. And that's what we do, isn't it? We don't always need to move forward quickly. And especially knowing that, spring is starting to bloom, and we're now, as I'm recording this, it's the 1st of May. Now is the month of Maying. From Camelot, it just keeps coming into my mind. It's something that I've noticed. We just rush, and we don't have to. We're not meant to rush. We're meant to live into being. Well, so what was I making? I've been spinning my local wool. I've been spinning some wool that was gifted to me by my one daughter. And it's very pretty. I've been knitting socks because, of course, there's always socks. I continue to dye with avocado pits and onion skins. And soon it will be dandelions. So I'm going to start picking the dandelion blossoms. And note to self, don't cook them in the cast iron pan because the iron in the cast iron turns everything gray. And I don't want gray this time. And I keep dreaming about my sweater project, but I'm going to share it with you because I made a decision. I had started a sweater and I ripped it out. And then this is hand dyed local yarn, and I've showed it before, but look at this. Like, there's different shades because of the way the dye took up. But there's also some other yarn that was fiber that I spun from a gift that was given to me. So I'm not too sure the source of it, but I'm putting some striping in. So isn't that kind of fun? I've been working on that and intentionally picking it up time and again. And I'm really enjoying it. It's something I can take with me because it's still small enough to fit in a bag. And I don't have to count the stitches. I just keep knitting around and around and around. So that's a really good thing. And hopefully I'm going to be happy with it when it's done. I'm not really good at knitting up sweaters. Hey, my hair's sticking up on end. There you go. But wool, it has a way of grounding me. And I don't know, maybe it grounds you too. So what are you working on, friend? Are you picking up something familiar, or are you challenging yourself and diving into something new? I think the other thing working with the local, especially working with the local fiber, is that I realize I don't have to go far, right? And to be honest with you, I don't have to go far for anything, do I? That 100-mile life I keep talking about and bringing up, yeah, it's part of it. It is definitely part of it. It's not always smooth. I mean, I'm still purchasing whatever coffee I can get on sale, and that's important. I need to balance my budget. Um, I'm still buying bananas because I want what is in bananas in my system. So things like that are still there. I had an order from a produce company come today, and I had specifically asked no grapefruit, and I got grapefruit that were this big. And of course, they're not local anyway. And being on blood pressure medications, you're not supposed to mix that with grapefruit. So I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So sometimes we have choices to make, and sometimes the choices are made for us. So it is what it is. And I just realized, because I hadn't done the research, I ordered cat food today. Friskies dried cat food. And I buy Friskies canned cat food. And I got a lot. And I realized it's all prepared south of the border. And I'm not saying it's a bad product, because it's not. It's a good product and the cat really likes it. But I'm trying to buy something more local, at least in Ontario, right? So I'm going to have to do some more research. See, the research is never done. As far as you go in creating this 100-mile radius and trying to buy this and that, you're still going to find things, right? So I did find, I think I mentioned in a previous video, I found some beeswax candles that are produced by bees and the people who mind them. I'm not far from here. So the next time I want them, I'm going to go to the farm and get it. And that's where I'll also get my honey when I run out. Local. Think local. Think within your space. It's about awareness. It's about intention. And it's about giving yourself grace when you just can't make it together. And we know that the earth will produce in due season. You know, I mentioned working with the dandelions to get a dye. And this is the time of year, if I can get those dandelion blossoms picked before he cuts the grass. But they come back so fast, right? And even now, maybe picking a few dandelion greens to go with my salad. Things that are already there. And I was so surprised and so happy to see that the herbs that were in a box, like this big plastic container that I bought last summer, it stayed outside all summer, stayed outside all winter. It had oregano, thyme, chives, parsley, and sage. And I was surprised because the chives are still growing, the thyme is growing, and the sage is still growing. And I thought, because it wasn't in the, I knew that they would grow if they had been put in the ground, but I didn't get that far. Because they were in this small container, I thought maybe they would get overwintered too cold, you know, heavy frost, that kind of thing, deep frost. But they're back. And isn't that just wonderful? So I've got fresh chives coming. The sage, it'll be ready in a while. Some of the thyme, it's either thyme or oregano, and I can't figure out which one it is right now. I can pick a little of that now. And it's just, I'm so excited about that. Living close to home, that's what it's all about. I did buy some topsoil at Home Hardware that I'm putting on the raised beds over top of some cardboard. So the cardboard's going to go down. Hopefully that will keep the weeds down. Topsoil on top. I'm not planting root vegetables. I'm only going to plant, you know, growing vegetables. I hope to put some tomatoes in, cucumber, maybe a zucchini. I don't know about the zucchini. The cucumber for sure. Green beans, because they grow up, not down. Yeah. And we don't have a lot. Like we don't have enough space to make a big difference. But there's just something wonderful about going outside first thing in the morning and taking a look at your garden, even if it's just this tiny, tiny little space, right? And that's what I really like. But what do we want? We want to be grounded. We don't want to be in a panic, and don't want to live in a scarcity mindset. Like Nick asked me today, because we were refining the budget, being the first of the month, if we needed more shelving in the pantry. And I'm going, there is no room where we have our pantry for more shelving. We're in a very small basement apartment, and there's one shelf that I can get rid of, I think, if we needed more room. But we're well stocked. Over the last couple of months, I've been buying a couple extra this and a couple extra that, and counting and seeing how much I have. So keeping in faith, not rushing, right? Not rushing. We walk, as in it's quoted in Micah 6 and 8, we walk humbly, we act justly, and we love mercy, we love kindness. There's no rushing in that. There's no scarcity in that. It's just steady, faithful steps. And that's what I'm about here at Doll Can Create and with the 100-Mile Life. It's small steps. So let's think about where we're going into May. So as we move into May, I'm not seeing any really big goals, except maybe get some things in the garden. I'm holding one gentle intention, and that's to stay close. Close to home, close to a rhythm, being creative, and close to God. And maybe for you, it looks more like cooking one meal from scratch, right? Or buying that one thing locally. Perhaps it's just sitting for 10 minutes quietly in your own rocking chair or your comfy chair. Or picking up something creative once again. Small circles, deep roots, that's where I am. So I will show you the progress I've made on my sock. Because the other socks were done, and I had started these a while ago, so pick them back up. This is the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady, hand dyed sock yarn. So let me see if I can pull it out here. So I'm getting very close to the toe at this point. I'll hold it this way first. See if I can get a good shot there. I love this design. I love it so much. It's only a 4-row repeat. And this is just marking every 12 rows I put one on. This was dyed with Black Cherry Kool-Aid, I believe. The colorway is called Dusty Rose. And smells like Kool-Aid. This is still the first sock. So I did finish a pair of socks in April. I finished a lot of socks so far this year for me. But these I'm working on right now. And we'll work on finishing up the foot today. That and the sweater are the two things that I've been focusing on. So what about May? What's happening? What's coming in May? What do you want to see from me? That's the question. That is the question. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to this channel, please, it really does help with all the YouTube algorithmic stuff. And if there's something you're not seeing, let me know. I will be baking bread later. I'm going to mix up bread really, probably even after dinner tonight. Let it rise, then pop it in the fridge, and then bake it in the morning. And then I'm going to make sourdough bread tomorrow. So today's bread is from the Food That Really Schmecks cookbook, the Mennonite Cookbook by Edna Stabler. One of my favorite recipes for bread, but it makes like 3 loaves. And so I'm going to do that. And then tomorrow will be the sourdough. So gently, I'm starting gently. I really am. I was going to go out today. My tummy was a little, so I didn't go very far. But in the coming weeks, what I want to be sharing, a cozy day in the life. Do you want to see what it's like to live my life? We might be able to do that. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper in the 100-Mile Life program that is almost ready. It's almost ready. I have some refining to do on that. I'm going to do a series on spinning in prayer or spinning in meditation. I've done similar things in the past, but I want to touch base with you on that. And the 100-mile life, a gentle start. Because some people are going to want to try it out, but not dive in both feet, right? Not head first. I think the gentle start feels, excuse me, feels a little bit softer, kinder, maybe. I'm here with, of course, one of my favorite coffee mugs designed by Maxine Noel. Isn't that beautiful? And inside, you can't really see. I don't think I can tip it far enough. Oh, my matcha latte. And it's chill. It's not iced, but it's chill. And it's good and it's soothing. So, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you for choosing a slower way, for creating in your own quiet corner of the world. And if you stayed this far in the video, if you could leave a little coffee emoji or a teacup emoji, that would be really great. That will help me to know what's going on. I like to imagine you. Let's think about this for a minute. In your own cozy chair, a warm beverage or your favorite iced beverage, depending on where you are, in your hand, and taking a few moments to breathe. And just know, I'm right here with you. I am here beside you. And friend, we'll talk again soon. Take care. God bless.